That's a lot better.
That's definitely a step.
Yeah, we usually just take notes, which is pretty boring.
Yeah.
And I like to go outside sometimes, depends.
We are focusing on science ecology of lakes, and then we put equipment into the students' hands. Their goal is to handle the equipment, so they don't always have that kind of opportunity.
Here on Moosehead, they're getting a chance to see their lake up close, get some real data, and understand their lake a lot better than they might have before. I think it's essential to have programs like this where students can be out doing things, experiencing science at its best. That's where science connections start making sense for students, when they can actually apply it to something, get out there, use the tools, and have their data really mean something.
Maine lakes contribute over $2.8 billion to our economy. Over 600,000 Maine people use Maine lakes for their drinking water. These lakes provide over 50,000 jobs for families and local communities. The water quality of the lakes directly affects community property value. Today, intense human activities, invasive vegetation, and pollution are threats to Maine's most precious resources. The Maine Lakes Conservancy Institute is a nonprofit environmental organization that was founded in 1999. Their primary mission is to address the environmental and economic needs of Maine's lake-based communities through education.
You know, what we want to do is engage everyone's imagination and creativity right off the bat. So we start with instilling a sense of wonder, because once somebody sees something or does something that they're just going like, wow, what is that? It then drives their own questions, which we can then help guide the discovery of new knowledge.
Oh.
So what we're going to take a look at here there are two types of plankton. This is the basis, really, of life in the lake, is the microscopic. See, Cyclops and Daphnia. And those are two of the more common types of zooplankton. You can see one right up there. And I'm going to do something here. I'm going to put this in a negative mode, and you'll be able to see them sit out there.
Well, obviously, hands-on learning is a lot better than just standing in front of them in a classroom and telling them about it. This way they can see up close and personal what these little critters look like that they find in the water. And same thing with the plants. I mean, so that they can actually see these plants in its natural habitat instead of just bringing a plant into the classroom. I mean, they get to see these plants, you know, where they would normally find them.
They're getting content as well as the skills, and then what's really great is it continues because, for example, just recently we saw a bunch of painted turtles. Well, I'd never seen them, so I get enthusiastic, and I think that's a great model for the students. And then it's all about the questions. They start wondering, well, where do the turtles go in the winter, and how could they survive in the mud, and how do they get oxygen? So they go off and they research the information to then put on the student portal. So the student portal is a wealth as well, because it's not just science. There's a section where they can add poetry, they can collect oral stories from people in around their lake, they can do data, or they can put information about organisms that they find.
We invite you to explore our website at www.mlci.org to learn more about Maine Lakes Conservancy Institute and our dynamic programs. We believe our efforts will serve and benefit countless future generations.